Hey everybody, welcome back to Boozy Book Reports with Beth and
Sam.
And we are super excited because we have a first tonight.
Yay.
We have our very first guest. Please welcome Miss Carolyn Kramer.
Hello, hello, hello.
So how do we know you?
I work with y'all and I've known you through mutual friends.
Since I moved up here.
Yeah.
That's before I moved up here. You're a
And
mutual friend.
We had a very interesting interaction once. We were at a play together where the seats were way too close. Do you remember this? They were like so tight and our butts were just smushed together for the first full act. And it was so painful because you were just like holding everything in and my body was just like aching. And as soon as it was over, I fell in love with you because you were just like, nope. And you like separated all the seats so we had space. And I was like, all right, I'm down with this chick.
yeah, I remember the butt spreading was needed for that area.
It was really rough. Anyway, all that to say, welcome. We're so excited to have you. Tonight, we are reading a very special book about a special time in a girl's life.
When a girl becomes a woman.
So we are reading Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, tonight, which I've never read before. I think both of you have read it at least once.
I was required to read it by my mother.
Oh, okay.
Before I menstruated.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was a gamble to think that you could read it. Well, did you read it when you were like 8 or something?
No, I read it probably when I was about 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I had already gone through like my 5th grade. Here's deodorant, you smelly turds.
Yes.
And here's a pad, learn how to use it, talk.
Yes.
So,
Which is super fun. I don't know. 5th graders are disgusting. Just saying for the record.
Oh, 100%.
you actually
You
have.
do you have a 5th grade?
Yeah, I have an 11-year-old right now. And I remember reading this book, I think in the 3rd grade, because I read Freckle Juice,
All the Judy Blume.
yeah.
all the Judy Blume books. And then I'm like, oh, what's this book? Oh, boy.
This one is a departure.
Big departure from Freckle Juice.
Okay. I vaguely remember Freckle Juice, but I've never read any of this. But before we get into it, we need to get into our drinks. Sam made us 3 delicious cocktails tonight.
Yeah. So you'll note the floral theme as, we are flowering into young women. So the first one is this lovely dark purple drink. And this is the best recreation of something I had at a restaurant in DC called Tail Up Goat. It's a very nice restaurant. I think it's got a Michelin star. My brother-in-law made me go. And it is it's the darker one. Yeah.
Okay.
And it is, you have a chamomile tea. It's like a strawberry chamomile tea infused tequila, lime juice, creme de violette. And I think that's the majority of it. So yeah, enjoy.
Okay.
Is this a sipping kind of drink or is this a
we
take it down
usually
really
take
fast?
a little sample and then you sip through the rest.
Okay. That's good. Yummy. It's very floral.
Yeah. So I didn't have a straight chamomile tea. All I had was this designer tea from this lady in Ohio. Yeah, that's nice.
The faces that are being made.
So this is not a popular tea, I see.
No, I'm laughing at you. I'm trying not to laugh and spit my drink out.
Okay. Carolyn likes the tea or likes it. Yeah, all I had was this like strawberry, it was like strawberry, butterfly pea flower, chamomile tea that I bought that was like some lady's fundraiser for Ukraine.
Okay.
So, but it's a good tea.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Delicious.
That's
Okay.
the first one.
Woo woo.
The second one is we're gonna go a little more floral. This is just an elderflower martini with the light purple. It's a little in the coupe class for Carolyn. And so this one also is very floral, maybe a little tart. I think this one will be.
And what's in this one?
Gin, actually good gin, botanist gin, elderflower liqueur, so Saint Germain, lemon juice, and I think that's about it.
And what do we call it again?
An elderflower martini.
An elderflower martini. Okay.
This is delicious.
Oh yeah, this one has also the butterfly pea syrup in it.
Ooh.
And so that's the one
Where does one buy butterfly pea syrup?
it was actually given. Okay, so the flowers that we use with this were actually given as a wedding favor from my friend Sunitha and Oliver's wedding. Kevin actually officiated their wedding. My husband, yeah, and they gave that out as their favor. Was like little jars of the dried, but you can buy the dried butterfly pea flour. You can buy it online. And so the cool thing about it is that if you just make the syrup, it's very dark blue. So just like the period pad commercials, basically.
Oh
it's that
my
same color of blue. But then when you add any acid to it, it goes like a bright, vibrant purple, which is why it's kind of like a light purple.
Yeah.
So it's pH. The color is pH dependent,
which is very appropriate for
a chemist.
pH. And yes, exactly. Vagina chemist, if you will. A lady chemist.
So can I ask, Empress Gin?
It has the butterfly pea.
Okay.
It's an infusion with the butterfly pea flower. That was another way I had thought about doing it, but I just made the syrup last night.
I do feel classy drinking this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is something a classy lady drinks whilst putting her pinky up maybe, and then
well, it's got a
having
very
pate,
like
which I don't even
ethereal
know what that
color.
is really to eat, but
The fact that it's in a coupe glass. So elegant.
Yeah.
Whose is this? Is this yours?
no, it's the refined one over here.
The refined.
Our classy one, yes.
The drunk.
Yeah.
The drunk. It's the drunks. All right, and then the last one we have is once you have flowered, shit goes red. So this drink is a very bright red. I made it's a cherry brandy old fashioned.
Me likey.
Yeah.
And
And it's got cardamom bitters in it and a little sourdough cherry.
Okay.
And this one is not for Beth.
Nope. But if I poured some Prosecco in this, I would be all over it. Is that trash?
No, Prosecco is fancy.
so you intentionally did the colors from light pink to purple to blood.
Yeah, you flower.
Flowered.
We put a lot of thought into this podcast.
Okay.
I do think about this. When I'm like reading the book, I'm like, what am I going to make? Is there like something that's like on point or on theme? Like we did a cherry one for the Boxcar children because they had a cherry dessert in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we try to match it.
Yeah. Sam does a really great job. I'm already drunk as a skunk.
Yeah.
I feel
Already?
it. Maybe not 100% drunk, but I am. If I stood up too fast right now,
The weights
tipple.
be light with
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. Like usually one White Claw and I'm like, I'm good. I'm great.
What?
I didn't drink it all in my 20s. It was the whole thing. Anyway, we're going to jump in now to this amazing book by Judy Blume. Let me take that back. By this book by Judy Blume. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. So yeah, first of all, if you didn't know, Judy Blume was like the it girl for writing for young girls in this early 70s and 80s and super popular. This book happens to be one of a top banned book for many years. For decades. Now, not so much because it's pretty tame compared to what gets banned now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. When I read it, I was like, really? This is banned? Because we're coming off, we were talking about this a little bit earlier about, we're coming off reading Go Ask Alice, which they're about the same age. Not exactly, but they're real close. Very different stories.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you could just rewrite Go Ask Alice if you took Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And every time she had a religious debate with herself, you just were like, and she did drugs.
And she got an acid trip.
An acid trip. And then it'd be the same book.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly
Same
thing.
story.
So this story starts off with this girl who's 6th grader, and she and her family have just moved from the big city, New York City, to a suburb, I think in Jersey.
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 She goes to the Jersey Shore.
And she's conflicted. Her mom was raised Christian. Her dad was raised Jewish. She's been raised nothing. She has a very loving grandma in New York that just spoils her and pampers her and thinks the world of her. She has a pair of not so close grandparents on the mom's side that, I mean, in typical fashion,
They're
did some
estranged.
things. Yeah, estranged. Just no mother-in-law type of situation for things that they did. And so you have this young girl that just starts off her summer
Questioning her spirituality and wondering if she could put on a bra.
so crazy. Again, I didn't know anything about this book. And then I thought, is this just a religious coming of age book? And I'm like, what is happening? And then it kind of was. And I was like, what?
I think that is honestly why it gets banned, though. I think that the religious debate in it is more like...
I read something that it got banned because Christians, the way that they were perceived in this book is one of the reasons why it got banned a lot. That's one of the things I read in my extensive research on Wikipedia.
So I was born and raised in upstate New York, and I read this in the 80s. I think I was in the 3rd grade. And so
Wow.
my parents came to America, and they were sponsored by church women.
Mhm.
My parents are Buddhist,
Mhm.
but they went through the motions, right?
Mhm.
And my parents didn't put pressure on us to say, you are this or you are that, but you are to respect every religion.
Mhm.
And I felt like she respected the religions, but she was torn.
Yeah.
I felt like, why her moving to Jersey
Yeah.
did she have an awakening?
Mm.
Like,
I think it's the
Suburbs,
ripe
maybe?
age.
is it
though.
the age or
It's
is
the
it?
age where you start thinking about that. You start to I think in my mind, you know, about that age, you start to question what's my position? What's my place in the universe?
Yeah.
It's like you realize you're a human.
Yeah.
Like you're a real person that has their own opinions. And
yeah.
I felt it
journey.
was a little bit shallow because she was so focused. Do I go to the Y or do I go to the Jewish community center?
But I think that's like the right representation
Yeah.
of it. Because when I was a kid, I wasn't like, oh, do I believe in, transubstantiation or you know, sola scriptura? No,
Yeah.
I was like, so do I go to Bible study with my friend Candace,
Yeah.
or is do I go to the Baptist church that tells us we're going to hell for trick or treating?
oh my
But
gosh.
that's like the question you ask at that age. It's
Yeah.
not,
True.
True. How do I feel about the 96 Theses?
Actually, and I think my daughter now, she's almost 12.
Mm-hmm.
She's been asking. So you're
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
She is starting to question because her friends are doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got some Muslim friends and she's got Christian friends, and I think she has a couple Mormon friends.
Mhm.
And so I think maybe I should ask her. I didn't tell her I was reading this book.
Oh.
I'm wondering if I should share this book with her.
That's
She's the prime age.
yeah.
She's the ripe age.
Well, I think that's also too. There's a lot of coming of age rituals and a lot of religions
Mhm.
at that age. And so, she might be, going to bat mitzvahs or bar mitzvahs.
I just
at
went
that
to one this
time, or-
weekend.
Yeah.
See?
There
My
you go.
first
How
one.
old was the child?
13.
There we go.
Oh.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
jealous.
Yeah.
I've
I had
never
never
been
been to
there.
one before.
Oh, looks so cool.
Yeah.
Was it cool?
I got lit.
Oh.
It was very neat. It was very neat.
Yay!
Yeah, it was at the country club. It was great. It was good. Nice.
Fancy.
It was really fancy.
So the story starts out. It literally starts off with a prayer. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. And she's just figuring out her life. And so she moves to this town and immediately meets a young woman named Nancy, who's quite the character. My favorite bit was Nancy's like, let's go run under the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course they just moved, so she can't find a bathing suit. And so Nancy's like, you can borrow one of mine. And then Nancy proceeds to have her new friend, undress in front of her.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, Nancy is a naked girl. And I don't know if I would have been comfortable with that at the age of 11 or
no.
12.
Nope.
No.
No,
I'm
Like
cool with
that.
it now, but that was because it was so annoying to try to change in a confined way in grad school. As a 25-year-old woman, I decided I could be naked in the locker room.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not 13.
Yeah.
That is very forward. Nancy,
Nancy was something else.
Nancy's a
My-
freak.
I love this line. It says, Nancy gave me the creeps the way she sat on her bed and watched me.
I
I'm
underlined
sorry.
that too.
I'm sorry.
Nancy's a freak.
Like,
I think
what?
Nancy's sort of funny. She's like the embodiment of well, let's go do this childish activity, run through the sprinklers. But also, I want to inspect your body because I'm very curious about growing up and I want to compare and I want to know if I'm doing it right. Nancy's kind of an asshole, but I also think that she's kind of she's that weird mixture of not a child, not yet a woman,
Okay, Brittany.
Brittany,
I'm not a girl. Not yet.
I think she wants to be the cool girl.
Yes,
She wants to be the one upper.
desperately.
She wants to be the one upper.
Yeah.
She wants to
And-
be the first kissed, first period, first
Everything.
boobs, first bra, all
She
the things.
frequently talks first everything.
Everything.
About her boobs are better than everybody else's boobs.
I mean, she interrogates Margaret. She's like,
Yeah.
first of all, you're flat chested. Secondly, have you kissed a boy? And it's just like, ma'am,
Well,
let me
you are
pull my swimsuit
ballsy.
all the way up.
they
Like
just met.
this is 10 minutes after first encounter. So yeah.
Yeah.
Book is off to a great start. Just all the insecurities that I had as a kid of nakedness and people pointing. Told you, girls,
Pointing
it's
ya.
already there. Pointing at my body.
Yeah, I hate that's the worst when you get pointed at. Pointing at
I
your
remember
body.
I'm having a flashback to being in 6th grade though, and I was at a friend's house, and I remember she had just gotten pubic hair for a couple pubic hairs, and she look, I have pubic hair. And it was so awkward because I didn't have it yet. And I was just like, this is weird. Like, this is a weird new state of friendship.
Yeah.
Because like used to be, we would just watch movies and hang out and go play.
And now she's like,
And now
look
it's all
at
of a sudden, look at my
pubes.
genitalia. Like, take a peek.
So ladies, I don't have any hair on
On
my
your body?
arms.
Lucky.
I don't have any on my legs either. So,
Ugh.
but I think
Cry me a river.
no, but
No.
my daughter, she was born like Sasquatch.
Oh.
She had hair down her back, her
That's-
arms. I was like, did you get my husband's side? And so I'm worried about having to teach her how to shave.
Oh
Oh.
my gosh.
So I'm gonna have
yeah.
to YouTube the shit out of that
My mom
and
just
figure
like
it out.
did it for me for a while and like would talk me through the process.
She did.
Yeah, she
Mm.
did. When I was
Okay.
like, we, you know, if I was like wanted to shave for my first dance, she would like sort of help me and like show me, okay, this is what you do. And
My mom showed me nothing. I dry
No.
shaved the first time.
oh no,
In the
my mom
bedroom.
did show me how to
Oh,
shave.
it was rough.
My
Rough.
mom did not know what to
I
do.
mean, I
with
don't have a lot of
boobs.
hair, so it was fine. But yeah, my mom was not. Mm-mm.
Asians, they say if you shave once, you shave the rest of your life.
That's what my mom says, and
I don't know if
I
that's
don't-
true. I
it's
think it's a
not.
wives' tale.
It is an-
It's old wives' tale.
Yeah.
I was with my friend and she's like, "Oh, look at me, I'm shaving," and I'm like, "Oh, I was intrigued," so I shaved the back of my ankle just to try it, and I nicked
immediately.
I nicked myself, and then I'm like, "I'm gonna get AIDS."
Oh no!
Because it was the
oh
80s.
yeah!
It was
Yeah.
the 80s.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna get AIDS. So I was scared.
No.
That's kid. I hear you there. I once had a cut on my hand, and this guy like had like a bloody finger or something, and he like wiped it on me a little bit, like just as a joke.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
I was just like,
gross.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna get some kind of disease
Yeah.
now. I was freaked out for years, and then I was like, I think I'm okay now.
Yeah.
We just had my brother who decided to steal mine and my sister's razor,
Mm-hmm.
and we caught him because he had like a little piece of paper towel because he had shaved his arms and
Oh.
his face and nicked himself. And I think he got through like part of one leg when we caught him, and then tried to deny it, but he had all these cuts. And so we were like, oh no,
Mm-mm.
you idiot.
Mm-mm. That's so embarrassing.
You're a liar.
So
Love you, bub.
Nancy's in her ways
Yeah.
and is telling Margaret about the first day of school and the expectation.
No
No
socks.
socks.
And the penny
lo-
loafers.
and-
Love the penny loafers. But
Yeah.
no socks
No
on
socks.
the first day.
And it's I can't imagine summer in Jersey, like just sweaty and awful.
Sticky.
And then she
It
lets
probably
her know
smell
that
bad.
like, oh, not only that, but after school, secret society time.
Yeah. No clubs for you.
Yeah.
Just
No-
secret
It's
society.
a secret society. And so she and two other friends decide, so there's 4 girls, and they decide that they are going to have their own secret club with each girl getting to make up one of their own rules. Do you remember the rules?
You had to have the boy book,
Yes.
You
That
had to
listed
have
listed your crushes.
your crushes in order.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have a secret name.
Yes.
Okay. What
Yeah.
the hell?
You had to wear a bra,
Yep.
and you
Yeah, the
had to
bra.
tell when you started your period.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have talked to any of my girlfriends about starting my period, nor was I this excited.
No.
Do you remember when you got
Yes.
your period?
I have trauma.
Me too.
Okay. Do you want to tell your
You
trauma?
you
Okay.
tell
so
me your trauma.
So the
Trauma
year
circle.
1990, Beth is 10 years old. And it is like Saturday morning. I'm watching cartoons. I had like a sleep dress on, and I come out and I'm sitting, getting ready to eat some cereal. I'm like, I think I wet the bed. And I was like, what is going on? And so I go to the bathroom. It is a bloody river everywhere.
Oh
And we hadn't even had the talk at school yet. Like nothing. My mom had never said anything. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. And my mom comes in and she's just like, okay, like she got a washcloth and we like got it together. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just like so humiliated. I was so embarrassed. And then literally like within 25 minutes, cramps started and I bloated. Like I remember the feeling. And so later that day, our neighbor, who was like a shirt tail cousin, took me and my little brother and her son out to the Dairy Queen. And she comes up to me where all the high school boys are working at the Dairy Queen. And she said, somebody told me you got your period.
Oh.
I wanted
Death.
to die.
melt
Death.
into the floor.
Yeah, I felt so betrayed by my mom. I was just like, I can't believe that hooch told her. And I really can't believe this hooch brought it up in front of all the Dairy Queen cuties. Like, Are you kidding me?
The
Yes.
the D cuties.
The D cuties.
The D cuties.
Sorry.
But it was like so traumatizing. And then I had to go to school. I had to take a note to school to the teacher, and they had to like help me. And then I didn't understand. I was so young. Like I just, and that was like 80s 10 or 90s 10. So it was just like really young, and I didn't realize I couldn't not control it. So I used to think I could start and like I used to think I could stop it from happening. So I would just be like free bleeding because I'm like, nope, it's not happening. And it was just like so awful. And I was the only girl that had it for like the next like 2-3 years. Yeah.
So you were 10?
10. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like it was really rough.
I was young, but not that young.
I got it on the first day of 8th grade in a new school in Orange County, California. In white Guess jeans.
Stop.
Remember those white Guess jeans were the thing back then?
Not white jeans.
White jeans, like
bled through white jeans.
What bled through it? And
oh gosh.
And
like, did you just sweatshirt it up and like stay the day?
I sweatshirted up, called my mom. It was awful because they gave you the phone book style pad.
Oh gosh, yes.
Right. And I'm wondering in the book they don't talk about thickness.
No.
But they talk about built, so I think that implies it's just thick.
Yeah.
It's just thick.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this like F work if you are just in a bad place.
The guards, the ones that advertise that they have wood pulp in them just in case.
Now I'm gonna read them.
It
so
says
bad.
wood pulp.
Oh gosh.
After
No
having
wonder.
kids, I've had so many accidents at work. I've wrecked a couple computer chairs at a meeting.
No.
That is
After
the
having
worst.
kids, it's
It's
horrible.
like, I know this is happening. It is happening, but I'm in a meeting. How do I get out of this
I
meeting?
had it ooze up my shirt and up my back.
When I was a kid,
I was at the chiropractor's office.
Oh,
This was like 2 years ago, right before the COVID. And he's like adjusting, and I thought like I had just gone to the bathroom. I thought I'm good to go.
He adjusted you straight into your period.
It was I was already there, and so I'm sitting there on the thing, and he's like trying to do stuff, and all of a sudden I just feel like
a gush,
and it's
That's
rising.
the worst.
And I go, and all of a sudden it is all over the table. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've never started my period in front of a random chiropractor in my life. And it was so traumatizing. And like, they got me like, can I get wipes? Like, what can I do to like clean this up? And then I was like trying to like clean everything. And then he's like, do you want to keep going with your adjustment? I was like, sir, that entails me laying on the ground and you like pushing on my like butt. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Like, this is over.
I'll pay my copay. I'll come back.
Yeah. It honestly took everything in me to go back as an adult woman, even because of the like, it took me back to being like a 12-year-old embarrassed girl.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so natural and everybody does it and it's whatever, but it did not feel that way. It felt unnatural.
Well, as natural as it is, I still think there's like a bit of a stigma. About,
huge
it's
stigma.
gross, but
I know there's a lot of these girls on TikTok. They go to the festivals, and there's this one girl, and she's a period fairy, she says.
Oh yeah.
And so she'll like wear like shorts and whatever, or like bikini bottoms, and she'll like her tampon strings hanging out, and people are like, oh, and she's like, I'm trying to get people to normalize the fact that women have periods, and we're going to be out in the world with periods, enjoying our lives. And and so she carries pads and tampons and all kinds of stuff so that people can like, if they need something that they have it. And I'm just like, yeah, it's the weirdest thing to be like this shame associated with.
Well, I remember reading about the red tent parties and like the menarche parties that like, I don't know actually how to say that, menarche? I don't know. The like the parties that like people have started to throw for their daughters to like celebrate this instead of being like super weird or being overly dramatic. You are a woman now, which is what I got from my mom.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I got the, you're a woman and you can be pregnant, so now you have to be really careful. Like I was out just banging dudes. Just banging.
Just like, hey, this is my side business.
In between playing with my toy horses and riding my horse, I was just banging dudes. She's, very serious about it, but, it was very dramatic. But, being more festive or just being like more fun about it.
How old were you, Sam?
I was either in 6th or 7th grade. I remember I got it like the afternoon. I was supposed to go to an awards ceremony that night. Yeah, for like, I think the Colorado Xeriscape Society. We had like done a school thing. So stupid. I had made a poster about using less water, and my poster had won. And so I had to go like get an award from the Xeriscape people. And yeah, I started my period like right before that, and my
Okay.
mom was very like dramatic and excited, and I was just crying. Nancy was quite relatable to me, where she was just like, "No," that was basically me. I was a mess. I did not want to, because then I was like, I want to go swimming and I want to do all these things, and now, I kind of can't until I can use like tampons. So.
It's rough out here in the streets.
It
Okay,
is rough.
another rough thing that happens is that part of the duties of every club member is that they have to have a bra. And so Nancy Margaret has to go to her mom and say, "Can we go buy a bra?"
a bra.
A bra.
Yes.
A over the shoulder boulder holder.
Boulder
A
holder.
bustier.
Bustier.
That's all I got for bra
Bras
terms.
are for boobies. Bras
Oh my
are
gosh.
for breasts. Have you seen that SNL?
No.
Oh, I love it. It's about like the mega bra that holds you in if you're a
I was thinking about
busty
the
lady.
bro, but you were talking about the one on SNL.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but bra shopping was traumatizing too.
Yeah.
I have very few memories. I actually still have my training bra, and it's so cute. It's so little.
Did it have a little bow?
It did not. It had a little bow, and it
Did it have like padding or anything? Mine was
no.
basically just
It was
a
just a
sports
piece
bra
of
Yeah.
a piece
with
of
like
lace.
ruching.
Yeah, it was not.
Mine had a
anything.
rainbow on it.
Oh, that's super cute.
I remember my grandma telling me I looked a lot nicer once I had the puppies under control, because I like
Oh.
refused to do anything about them.
I remember there was a point my mom said, you have to wear a bra now in the house. You can't walk around braless with your dad and your brother here, which always irked me, because it's just like, it's natural. And it's not like they were like oogling or anything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just that weird
Yeah.
modesty thing as a girl.
I felt like I developed really late. I didn't really develop boobies until maybe 11th grade.
Oh, wow. That is, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean like,
no,
that is really late.
That is late. And then
I was a fat little 4th grader with boobies, so
you had booby.
I had boobies by 4th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought in the 8th grade that I'm finally getting boobs because I had my period.
Yeah.
But it ended up being, and I'm like, like a lump, and I was like, it ended up being a tumor.
Stop.
Shut. Yeah, it ended up being a tumor. And I was like, I'm thinking, I'm getting boobs. I'm lopsided, but I'm getting boobs. And then I told my mom, like, hey, something's not right. And then she's like, oh no, what is that? And so I'm like, did I get delayed because of that or what? And
Did you ever yell, "It's not a tumor"?
It's not a tumor.
They're boobies. It's not a tumor.
Yeah, and then I was running track and cross country a lot, and so I don't know, did that cause me not to develop? And then it hit in the 11th grade, and then suddenly people gave me attention. I was like, you shallow bastards.
Yeah.
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 Get out of here. Yeah.
I had boobs so I started getting boobs in 3rd grade. By 4th grade, I had a size C.
Yeah.
By like
Oh.
6th grade, I was like almost a D. And I'll never forget, I'm in 5th grade, and I didn't know nipples were a thing, right? Because nipples you can nip out and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was getting ready for school, and like I have this thin ass bra. I'm getting nipple showage. I'm like, I can't live with this. So I go get packing tape, and I cut 2 squares.
Ouch!
And I stick them over my nipples, right? So that no more nipping out for me. So I'm in class. And again, Beth is somewhat like, I'm one of those kids that like, I'm hiding by like covering my eyes, and now you can't see me type of kid. So I'm in class, and it's getting very uncomfortable. Like, it is pulling and tugging, and it is reading time. And I pull my shirt out, and I put my hand up, and I'm ripping nipple tape off.
Oh my.
And I pull it off, and there's a perfect like
Tape mark?
of my nipple. And I did the first one, and I'm trying to be so discreet, and I'm just like,
Why didn't you go to the bathroom?
Sam, I don't know. I don't know why I was that kid. I'm hoping nobody really noticed, because it was reading time, but I'm sure my next door neighbor was like,
Well, as
ma'am,
they
what's
hear,
happening? No, I was going so slow. And I was
And
wearing
you
a
can
very
see
bulky.
the edge, like,
It was so disturbing. And I'm like, why are you such a weird kid? And why didn't you know people can see you and experience? It was experiencing life at the same time as you.
Yeah, but they're as clueless as you are.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Did
the
you
whole-
get teased?
Not really, but I
Good.
definitely I had a hard time wearing anything low cut or
Yeah.
I pretty much stayed pretty modest just because I didn't like the attention. And it wasn't really the attention from my peers. Honestly, it was a lot of attention from much older guys or
Ugh.
dads.
Yeah.
And
Gross.
so it was just very off-putting.
Lucy right now, I've asked her, would you like to go get, a training bra or
A
anything?
bra.
And she's just good with a sports bra right now.
And
I'm-
a girl.
I think that's the stage she'll be at for the next 4 years.
I always wanted to stick with the sports bra, and then when I
Yep.
got a real bra, then I was like, this is actually better.
The real bra, or
Like
the
a real
sports
bra
bra?
is better than the sports bra.
Okay.
So I will tell you, my mom was good about leg shaving. She was garbage with boobs. So my mom is not very busty.
Mm.
And at one point, she came and gave me a bra, and it was like a 34A, maybe B. And I was like, what do I do with these earmuffs? Like, what do I do with this? And at the time, so I had no idea what bra size I was.
Mhm.
I just knew I had big boobs. And so I was like, you know what's big? 36C. That's what I've seen in movies,
mhm.
and that's what's big. And my mom was like, that's great. And we never went and got me measured.
That was just your
Oh,
size.
So
You're
I was
serious?
I went through most of my junior and senior year just muffin top and out.
Mm.
And so I'd grab one of those camisoles and put it on over top to
Oh.
suck everything
it
in. I just looked like a little muffin top chest. Until I finally went to college, and my friend Jess was like, my roommate was like, that's not your bra size. We're going to go get you measured. We're
Aw.
going to, you should have done this, but we're going to go get you measured.
I think I need to get remeasured.
I
Yeah.
was
To
way
be honest, I
off.
think I'm wearing the wrong size.
I do it every time.
Yeah.
Every
What?
time.
Do you know how to
every time I
measure
go
for
in.
it?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I haven't done it to myself ever.
Mhm.
I've had only the ladies do it,
Mm.
but I haven't gotten. COVID was not good to me, so I think I need to get remeasured. I think I need to get remeasured.
Any
just-
of the
yeah.
bra stores or whatever can measure you or
Yeah.
whatever.
You can measure yourself too. It's
Yeah.
fun to check.
Maybe
If you're sitting at home and you're listening to this thinking this feels relatable, you can get yourself measured, and it is not weird.
No.
It's over your clothes.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you were thinking what I was thinking as a child, I was like, oh no.
I think it's important to just check into because bodies change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's a good bra will change your life.
100%. 100%.
And so it's
Legit,
really important.
I will spend money.
yeah.
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 And a good sports bra.
Oh my.
I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
was supremely. I'm still clumsy and stuff, but I thought I was super unathletic. I think my boobs were just in the way for
Yeah.
most sports I played growing up.
Yeah.
Once I got a bra that actually contained everything, I was way better at sports.
yeah.
I just think it's important to buy quality. I used to bust my underwires all the time.
that's
And then I'd have
when
the
they come
underwire,
out,
like-
and they have the little C.
Yep.
Pokey.
And then poking me on the boob. And I'm like, why do I have a little scar here? I'm like, that is underwire scar. Get your life together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead I just sew it up and just wait for it to poke out again because again,
Same.
I live my life the way I live it. So
Right.
the girls all get bras. They go to school the next day and they're feeling each other up to make sure that they're
What
wearing
is
bras.
As
Ab.
one does.
Yes. And then at the next meeting, they decide that Nancy's going to give them a little tidbit on how that they can really maximize their bust by saying you hold your hands together in front of you and you pump while saying we must.
We
must
must increase our bust.
Yes. And I remember doing that as a kid.
Yeah, my mom taught that to me.
Yeah.
Was it this or was it they were?
We always
flexing?
did it as this.
No, I
this.
always did it like this. Oh, they were doing this.
Like-
Okay.
I felt like they were something at the.
I don't know if they were chicken arming it or holding their hands. I
Yeah.
always held my hands in front of me and pulsed and to feel the pec muscles go.
Flex your pecs.
Flex your pecs and that'll make them bigger. Oh my gosh, these girls are having the time of their life. Now, during all of this, Margaret is still praying. She
She wants boobs.
she wants boobs.
She wants a period.
yes, and she wants to figure out kind
What
of
religion
what
am I?
religion she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a real interesting mix.
Yeah.
And she even kind of mentions that they have a first year teacher that's their 6th grade teacher, and he's kind of a mess. I picture him as this strapping young black man. I don't know why. And I do not-
Benedict, right? Mr.
Yes.
Benedict
Yes, I think he's
Junior.
Yes. And we failed to mention there's a girl in the class that already is a little developed, and she's
tall and she's
got the bosoms.
Yeah.
And she has a reputation already for kissing older boys.
Behind the A&P.
With Moose.
With Moose.
Which is a kid's name, not like the hair gel, the hair product.
Or an animal.
She's just really into like spraying it like, yeah.
Moose.
Margaret mentions in this first of your project, she's like, it's like, what don't you like? And it's like, I don't like religious holidays, which I thought was like, okay. All right.
I mean, if you're
Teacher
like the kid that's
investigates.
kind of left out
It makes
about
sense.
that, then I can see why that would like happen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't get to go to any of these.
Yeah.
We don't celebrate these, so
I just want to celebrate all of them, which
Yes.
I don't want to do cultural appropriation, but I do want to appreciate people's cultures and go to their festivities. 'Cause
Yes.
Those are the best.
I would like to eat everybody's party food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me wonder if the parents who, have different religions raised that way, did they not celebrate any?
They said that they celebrated Christmas, but they only did because they said it was an American cultural tradition.
Okay.
So I don't think they were doing Easter or any of that either, so it sounded like they did Christmas, and birthdays maybe.
Okay,
but
but
that
no
wasn't.
Hanukkah, no.
I don't think so.
And it didn't seem like it because she goes
Rosh
the first,
Yeah, with grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was her first Jewish holiday she really celebrated in a real way, which was interesting because Grandma and her were so close that it seems like Grandma would have like at least snuck some stuff in or just been like, come.
Yeah, but she also might have seen that they cut the other parents out
Yeah.
pretty hard. And so was probably like, oh, I'll just keep the peace because
Yeah.
this is
Mhm.
obviously important. And they even said like she explains that one of the grandparents had been kicked out for being basically intolerant.
Yeah.
And there was some disagreement from Grandma, but things it hadn't been as intense. So she was
Mhm.
allowed to hang
Mhm.
out.
I like the grandma.
Yeah. The
She was
grandma's
funny.
cool. I love that she made sweaters for her because like
Yeah.
I'm a crocheter. And it's no joke. It's hard to make stuff. And so anybody that makes clothing for someone else, I'm like mad props because that takes a lot of effort and time and energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to knit socks
Oh gosh.
for gifts, and I can't tell sometimes, okay, I love those socks, but it was the time and effort and thought
Yeah.
that went into it. Like knitting a hat or crocheting a hat, knitting a sweater,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
It's a whole
Mhm.
thing.
Well, they talk about that with the mom. She makes paintings for people.
Yes.
And the dad's like, nah, most of them end up in somebody's attic. But,
I think it's so sweet though. Like I've had lots of people give me paintings in my life. I shouldn't say like lots. Oh yeah, I actually have a painting in my office. So I have a painting in my office of this like kind of autumn scene that's actually hung over my
Pastoral.
grandma's fireplace for years and years.
Oh,
my
nice.
aunt painted it for her mom. And when my grandma passed and they were kind of getting rid of stuff, she asked, "Did you want it?" And it was the thing that reminded me most about my grandma. So it's like
I love it.
it's like one of my prized possessions. She painted it in the 70s. So
In the attic.
yeah.
No.
No,
No.
never.
If anybody
never.
gives me art,
It's
well,
displayed.
Beth, you made me the
Oh my gosh.
cross stitch with
I
the
cross
cats.
stitch Sam. First of all, I was just getting into cross stitch and I love making crap for other people. And I don't know why, but I was just like, I love Sam. Ugh, it's annoying, whatever. And I was like, anyway, like I made her this cross stitch thing. It was her and her husband and her cat. And first of all, the proportions are very off.
Yes, I am almost as tall as Kevin.
Yeah.
Which in real life, not true.
Yeah,
not remotely
that
true.
full foot difference. And then the cat is almost as
Yeah,
tall
the
as
cat
Sam.
is up to my hip. It is a 3 foot tall cat.
But it was made with lots of love.
It's framed and it's in the alcove in our entryway.
I know. Every time I
love
look at it, I'm like, Beth, you are trash. You need to remake
It's
that for
also
them.
next
but
to my friend's daughter's clay cats she made
Aw.
us. So we put all that. Anybody makes us art,
there's
treasured.
something for me like that. I just the thought and care that goes into when somebody makes you something.
Yeah.
Because it's not just their energy and their time and the love that
and
they're
there's
putting
sort of
in.
a meditation when I make something for somebody. Like, because I made a baby bag for a friend and sewed some stuff. It's like a meditation on them.
Mhm.
It's like how much you appreciate them, that you're willing to do the awful part of cutting out fabric.
Yeah.
Like for you. But no, it's sort of get to meditate on your love for them, and it's kind of nice.
Isaac came home from school with a mason jar with handmade flowers.
Oh,
And it sits on my kitchen counter because I knew because he always makes a comment about it. So now I'm like, okay, I can't toss
You can never.
I can't toss that one. And then there was like a pot that he painted mom on.
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes if it accidentally fell off the windowsill. But my mom's like, you are planting plants in the okay.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a kid, there was all these things that my mom kept, and I was like, "Can you please get rid of this ugly multicolored dragon that I like made out of clay? I do not want that out."
No, I wanted all the things out. I'm going to show you. My mom gave me my stuff I made. I will show you after we're done recording some of the clay things I made that are like horrific. And I display them with pride. And if people don't like them, I'm like, you are no longer my friend. Like, you must love my art.
Give them to people.
Yes. Never. I'm selfish. I want all of it. Anyway, speaking of meditation, during this whole time, Margaret is still praying.
Yep.
She is still like, she goes to the first time she ever goes to a Jewish synagogue with her grandma. Like, she's having a wild fall. And then comes a very exciting event at school. It's some square dancing.
The square dance.
The square dance.
Did you guys have to square dance in school?
No.
Oh,
But my grandma and grandpa were big square dancers. Yeah.
Redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do it in Colorado Springs.
My grandpa was a square dance caller here in the Tri-Cities. He's part of one of the clubs here.
Hey,
yeah.
That was
Big
like
in
one of
it.
the first things I did when I moved here. I went to Toucan and Cellars to a square dance.
That's
with
amazing.
far too many ladies, and we really threw off the general ratios.
Did he call
Yeah,
at
he
Richland
called.
High School?
No, he would have been retired by then, but he called like
I loved it.
they were like really active in probably like the late 60s in the
That's
town.
awesome.
Yeah, there was like they were in a
Love
square
it.
dance
Yeah.
club. But yeah,
Square
people
dancing's
like it's a whole
fun.
thing. Like
Oh,
yeah.
There's like a big Contra group here too. Like there's a lot of yeah. We had to learn it when I was in PE.
mm-hmm. That square dancing episode in the book.
Yeah.
Leroy. Everyone wants Leroy.
Everybody wants Leroy.
The
And Philip Leroy, he's number one on all the girls' lists.
Yeah.
And the boys are like stomping on the girls' feet. Oh, when was your first slow dance? Do you remember your first dance with a boy? I will go first while you're thinking because I just remember. I didn't
Oh.
just remember Avi, but so I was in 6th grade, and my like our good family friends, their son played baseball, so I got to go to all this baseball stuff, and I am a sucker for baseball players. Like I love them. And anyway, so he comes up to me and like it's the end of season dance, and so he comes up and he's just a friend, but he asks me to dance. It's the first time a boy has asked me to dance. I'm
Wow.
like going into 6th grade, and Bryan Adams. Everything I do it for you is playing. And it is just like, I immediately step on his feet and I'm so nervous, but I'm having flashbacks. And it was just like the cutest, sweetest. I
Aw.
loved it. It was so fun. And then immediately I wanted to dance with all the hot boys. I was just like into it.
What?
But I
was-
didn't, but I wanted to.
I was such a cave woman. I just would go up and grab them and be like, "You dance with me now."
No way.
Yeah, I was
Sam.
really aggressive. And so I'd just be like, and
Wow.
now we're dancing. You seem shy. I make you dance
I
with
make
me.
you dance with me.
And so I think
Oh
it was
my
Ryan
gosh.
McCandless, I think to Creed's Arms Wide Open.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
la, la.
That's a
And
good
it was
one.
either that or Truly Madly Deeply by Savage
Oh, that's
Garden.
a good one,
Those were
too.
those were the ones they always played in middle school.
I
I
love
think-
that.
My first slow dance with a guy, I had a lot of crushes in middle school, but I was shy. I wasn't cave woman. I was just so shy and awkward in middle school. But I think my first slow dance was in the 10th grade at homecoming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I really wish I remember the song, but I have the picture. I was cleaning the garage and I saw it. I'm like,
Oh,
those are some
homecoming.
good times back then.
Yes.
But I should have done cave woman style. I wish I was more brave. Honestly, I
har-
wish I
it's
was more
hard.
brave. I think I was insecure because I did probably sexualize my body. I was
Mm.
flat chested. I had probably pimples and glasses. These guys are never going to like me because I'm nerdy and
Oh, I
awkward.
thought all those things too, but I was like, if I find the shy ones, they'll want to dance with me, maybe. Maybe they're scared about asking.
Yeah, I remember trying
do
to be
them a favor.
brave, and I really, really wanted to dance with this guy, but I was just so awkward. And, yeah.
Can I tell you about the worst dance I went to?
Yes.
Oh, worst dance?
Yeah.
Oh, these are great.
It was our first night dance in middle school. They let us have a night dance in the cafeteria of the elementary school.
Nice.
And they needed chaperones, and I had begged my mom, please don't be a chaperone. Please don't be a chaperone. Please.
Please, dear God.
And she said, fine, I won't. And so I was going with my boyfriend at the time, who's now like married with like 5 kids.
Yeah.
And
he's not still pining.
believe it or not, maybe he is.
I didn't mean like that, but you know.
He's just like, oh, look what I missed out on. That life in Richland. He was a very nice boy. But anyway, we were going, and I was so nervous that I think I ate too quickly and got to the dance. We were dancing. We were slow dancing. And then I immediately got nauseous and had to run to the bathroom and barfed all over myself.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And luckily, in some ways, my mom had actually lied to me and had been chaperoning, but she was in full costume. And I remember seeing her ugly ass troll costume that she'd wear sometimes. And I was like, no, I told you not to come here. And she's just like would walk away and act like it wasn't her. But anyway, like my mom's ugly ass troll costume comes into the bathroom and I'm like, Mom. I was like, it's okay. I was like, and then we got kind of cleaned up, and I guess she should have taken me home, but she was like, just go. And he still danced with me, even though I smelled like vomit. And my mom later was like, you smelled so bad. And he was such a nice boy to dance with you anyway.
You know, he probably was the kid in the book. The shy, awkward kid.
Yeah, Fishbine, Norman Fishbine.
Something like that. Starts with an N, I can't remember.
Yeah. He was probably like that.
He was a nice boy. I liked him because he was very handsome and he got the most accelerated reader points of everybody, and I thought that's hot.
Yeah,
that's very, very hot. Number one thing I'm looking for on my Tinder profile.
Yeah, good grades.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, nice kid. He danced with me even though I smelled like puke.
I love it.
Yeah, I was dressed up as a witch, a very pukey witch.
Well, I mean, it fit with the costume.
It was a mess.
So did you guys date people who are really good dancers, or
no? Look at me.
I mean, I dance with really good dancers.
Kevin's not a good dancer. Okay,
decline to comment.
Okay, we had dance lessons.
I'll just repeat what he said to me one time. What he lacks in skill, he makes it for an enthusiasm.
At least he tries. At least
he does try. Yeah.
Well,
he'll dance with me.
There's something hot about hot dancers. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're really good dancers and they can
Channing
throw
Tatum.
down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No.
Zac Efron.
Magic Mike comes out. Beth gets a bottle of Prosecco and some orange juice, goes after work, starts mixing mimosas in his drinking, and like, again, lightweight.
Oh no.
But I was flying through them. And so all of a sudden, like Magic, they're just dancing. I'm like, I'd like spring up to start dancing and I like start moving my body. I'm like, whoa. I'm a little bit too intoxicated. And I have to go lay down.
Wait, was this at one of the live ones that they have sometimes in town?
Oh, huh?
Oh, it was just a movie?
This was at my house. Watching it on the cable, you know.
Oh my god, I thought you were like talking about like when they have them at Joker's.
Nope, it was a Friday night. It was a long week at work, and I was just Proseccoing it up with some Magic Mike. So
note to self. Beth likes Prosecco.
That's my drink of choice.
Starburst in it.
So the girls are, progressing in life, and all of a sudden at the next meeting, one of the girls, Gretchen, snuck her father's anatomy book out to their meeting so that they could look at diagrams of the male figure.
I'm pretty sure we had the same encyclopedia, Gretchen and I. I'm pretty sure the two
new
book
of
series.
knowledge. Oh no, yours are the anatomy ones. I had just the encyclopedias.
No, I had the encyclopedias, like the 2 book series. They went door to door, and I think my parents bought it. But those anatomy books are very, very detailed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I love about this story though is that they don't stop there. They're like, Margaret, your dad has Playboys. Go get one.
How does she just know? Like, whose dad is just like,
right here
at the coffee table? Really?
No, my dad used to keep his Playboys in the bathroom on the back of the toilet
for like some light reading.
Dude, I don't know. I was like 5.
In the bathroom. Wow.
I remember finding it at like 5, and Madonna was on the cover.
Oh.
And so I'm like, Madonna. And so I start flipping through it like 5 or 6. And my brain is like, what is this? What is this? And then it was like the centerfold. I'm like, oh, I don't think I should be looking at this. And then my mom had to sit me down. She's like, listen, Beth, those magazines are for adults. And we just need you not to tell your grandparents that you saw it.
Grandma.
Guess what I saw.
Yeah.
Do you think Playboys are as popular now as like the 80s?
They
were?
stopped doing full nudity in Playboy, I think.
Yeah, I think
A few years back, they stopped it.
We
I don't
were
even know if they make
given
it
one
anymore.
as a joke gift one time on a road trip. And yeah, there wasn't. There's
Yeah.
no like.
I mean, it's so prolific if you want to see boobies and
butts.
and whatever.
There were people at the PCC flea, near where I went to grad school, at the PCC flea market, that would sell like vintage ones, just like laid out, and we'd always be like, "Whoa!" just
at the
stacks
flea
at the
market.
PCC
Yeah.
flea of like, and there would be multiple vendors that was like would have full collections of vintage Playboy that were like, "Yes, would you like to see some 70s Bush? We've got it for you."
Do you think like maybe Sports Illustrated has replaced the Playboy?
I think that the internet has replaced it with
Yeah.
full on just
Okay,
like,
all right.
why see a boob when you can see somebody's inside their vagina? I
Yeah.
The boob inside the vagina?
I'm
That's
sure
not
that's
how
out
the
there.
boob works.
No, but I'm sure
There's
that
all
that is
kinds of
anything
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
to see is out
No,
there. So I
that's
think
true.
that that's the difference. But like I remember being the age of like learning and questioning and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I found my mom's Our Body Ourselves, which is like a feminist manifesto from the 70s that is like very graphic in detail on all things. Like everything from sex and positions and body parts and what your body does to abortion to it had everything. And here's me in like 7th grade, just the summer, just flipping through and just educating myself. And it was great.
Did I misread it? Were there 2 out of the 4 girls that had Playboys in their house?
I don't remember.
That might have been true because I
Because
know Margaret did, and then
Margaret-
somebody else might.
Margaret
have.
and Gretchen? No.
Or Gretchen just had the anatomy books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Because of the dad was a doctor.
Well,
Were there 2 girls?
I
that
don't
had
think
it?
so.
Nancy?
maybe. I don't remember. Maybe Nancy said her brother had it. I can't remember.
Yeah, that might have been true.
One time I was babysitting for this family and their dad had the same thing, Playboys on the back of the bathroom with like young kids and like these young girls coming in to like babysit. And then I remember we always tag team because they had 4 kids under the age of 5. And it was, again, we were a little young. We were like 14 and babysitting these kids. And they got Madonna's Truth or Dare. Do you remember that? Madonna put out this movie called Truth or Dare. And it was super sexual and scandalous. And it was like everything the 90s was supposed to be when it came to that. And I remember we were like watching the video on VHS. And it was just like so scandalous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some hot stuff back then.
Yeah. But now if you watch it, it's like you literally could see it on Netflix, and it wasn't good, and it's very like
Bridgerton.
It's
Bridgerton season 1.
Bridgerton is anyway. Okay, so the girls are definitely learning more about their bodies and whatnot.
But then they get to go to a dinner party.
Oh my gosh, this was hilarious.
I thought it was cute.
They get invited to this boy's dinner party, a supper party, which I can't even imagine going to a supper party when I was in 6th grade. You know.
Yeah.
Dressed in my Sunday or my Sunday's best. Yeah.
So do you think that they were pretty well off?
I think these
This
are like
pretty solidly
upper middle class families.
I think, yeah.
They have some money, but they're not rich.
Right.
So they go to this supper party and the mom makes a feast of food with the housekeeper, maid, or helper. And they send all the kids to the basement. No chaperone, just leaves 28 kids down there.
Have at it.
Have at it is right.
We used to do this same thing. I was in 9th and 10th grade, and we would lock each other in the sauna or like hold the door, and then you would be stuck in the sauna with some dude and be like, okay, what do we do now?
You want to kiss me, or are we just talking?
We just talked. We always just talked.
Yeah.
Unless it was like your boyfriend. It was always just like talking.
Well,
and spin the bottle too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are jumping, but yeah. So kids get a little antsy. They start shooting mustard at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the boys are just being obnoxious. And then finally they're like, all right, let's get down to it. And they decide to play spin the bottle and then 7 minutes in heaven.
Did you ever play spin the bottle?
No.
Did you, Carolyn?
Maybe college.
We played in like middle school.
Really?
I remember there was a field trip and we stopped at Chili's on the way back. I don't remember why
Chilies.
yet. I remember we got like fajitas because we were all daring each other to eat the jalapeno that came with the fajita. And then on the way back in the back of the bus, we all played truth or dare and everybody just kissed each other. And then I remember one of the teachers, I still remember this to this day. One of the teachers, when we got off the bus, was like, keep your peppery lips to yourselves.
Oh.
They like all knew.
Okay, we played truth or
did
dare
that.
a lot, but we didn't,
truth or dare.
But I never.
The dare was always to kiss someone.
Yeah.
That's
or
all
to strip
anybody wanted to
naked,
do.
or to do. Sorry.
Oh,
I mean,
we
not
all
in a
got quiet.
bus.
That sounds fun.
It wasn't. It's usually guys, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, all the girls get to kiss people.
I also enjoy the amount of swapping that happens here.
Oh yeah.
I kiss one person, then they kiss another person,
Yes.
then that person
Yeah.
kisses
There's a
another
lot of
person.
mono happening.
I got a little confused by
This
their
is pre-Rona. Definitely
Mhm.
pre-Rona.
So they spun the bottle.
Yeah.
Right. And I
Or
thought
well, this was like that was like they kind of played spin the bottle, then they're like, now we need to do the numbers game, and that's where they like put
the swapping.
evens and odds.
odds together, and the boys and girls each had a number, and you'd go make out with someone, then you got to shout at a number, and then that person came in,
Yeah.
and just kissed the person.
This
you
was
just
the 70s. They were swanging.
they're swinging.
Yeah, but
They were
if you
swinging.
knew that person's number that was really hot, shouldn't you
no,
just
but
have called
but
that?
you kept the number secret. You kept your number secret.
Yeah.
So that
But-
way it was you just yelled out a number.
Well, and
Oh.
even Margaret says like she was trying to remember someone's number
Yeah,
but couldn't.
yeah.
So they all
They're too drunk
are,
on hot dogs.
on hot dogs.
And
Yeah,
mustard.
it's really hot dogs.
they're all swapping spit and giggling and just having a great time.
But the one boy who's partying is likes Margaret and tries to
Yeah.
tell her, and she's like, I don't care. I want to be with Philip Leroy.
yeah.
Who wants to...
Middle school people are vicious.
Cruel.
Yeah.
They're
Cruel.
vicious.
I
Yeah.
didn't have a good. Cruel. I went to 3 middle schools.
Oh gosh.
They were all cruel.
Yeah.
Cruel.
Even now, like middle
Yeah.
schoolers are like there's nothing like a 6th grader to try and tear you down.
Oh, my daughter's friends are dealing with bullying to the
Mhm.
nth degree.
Yeah.
You little shits.
Yeah. Middle schoolers are ruthless. And I say that because I worked with students for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And the worst were always like 6th grade, 7th graders because they were
I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those middle schoolers.
So Margaret has this great experience with kissing
Mhm.
boys, and then it's Christmas time, and she actually goes to Christmas services because she's still on this journey. They were assigned something from their teacher to do a project for themselves, and hers is exploring religion. And so she had gone to synagogue, and now she goes to Christmas services, I think at a Methodist church or something.
Yeah.
With Gretchen,
With
right?
a couple,
Gretchen?
and what she goes with
Or
Nancy
Jamie?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes
So
with a couple
she's
people.
just
Yeah.
exploring. And then they do the little talk about the video.
Oh,
They do the
commercial.
Yeah.
learning about your body video that all the
Yes.
girls have to go and watch.
by
Which,
the private lady company.
oh my gosh. Which I love that she was like, she's like, not this, commercialism.
Yeah, down with
and-
consumerism.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I was just like, all right. But they go watch this video, which I remember watching that video in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And like we all got this little pack of stuff.
like teen, a
maybe
little
it was
mini
5th
stick
grade.
of teen spirit. Ours was 5th grade too.
Oh, we got like a little package. It had like I think a deodorant, it had
Yeah.
tampons, it had pads, it had a little tracker for your menstrual cycle, which I still have, which makes me laugh. And I was a little hoarder. It's fine. And anyway, but we all like put them under our shirts when we were walking back to class so that the boys couldn't see what we
I
had.
think we did the same.
Yeah,
thing.
we're like,
Yeah.
absolutely not. You're not seeing
'Cause
this.
The guys had to go do one too, but it was mostly like, y'all are gonna smell like ass here in about 2 weeks, so please put on this deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
Because my brother had to go through it.
Okay, I've always wondered what did they come home with partying gifts either?
I don't
think they got.
so.
He's got deodorant. My
Deodorant.
brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did like this part of the book where she says the film told us about the ovaries and explained why girls menstruate, but it didn't tell us how it feels except to say it was not painful, which we knew anyway. That is a lie.
I agree.
That is a big fat
That's
lie.
a lie.
Cramps.
And it's like I think that they need to prepare girls to know like what is appropriate pain during a period and what isn't.
Yeah.
And
I think this
they
is
just
one of the
set you up.
reasons like PCOS and stuff goes like super underdiagnosed because they're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt. There's no like understanding of like what is normal, like
Yeah.
you said.
Like people who have like let's say endometriosis.
Yeah.
Don't know what you said, PCOS. I wish my parents had told me about Advil.
Yeah.
Or
Right?
Midol. And I was using like a glass jar with hot water at least once a month to try and minimize the pain of the cramps. But all it would have taken was 1 or 2 Advil or Midol, and it would have helped a lot. But my parents didn't tell me that. I wish I'm prepared to have this conversation with my daughter.
Well, and it's nice. Like, so I'm a big fan of the TikTok, and on TikTok I watch all these gynecologists and stuff, and they're just like, periods shouldn't be that painful, and if you're having pain, we can fix that. Like, and I just think that there's this suffer in silence thing for women that we just get like, well, you're just supposed to deal with it.
Well, especially at that age, because it's one of these like you're hiding the fact that you're even on a period.
Yeah.
Though I think like one of the best things, I think I'm very lucky that my family was like maybe chronic oversharers, but I still remember my grandfather. I was getting cramps all the time out of my grandparents, and my pops at one point was said, well, salt causes cramps, salt and caffeine. And I had been just eating chips and chugging Mountain Dew for an entire summer. And I was like, no, I didn't know that. And then my grandma was like, how would you know that, Keith? You don't got a period. But, he was actually totally right after he like told me that, I quit.
Serious?
Yeah, totally changed the way I like handled my periods. I was like, oh yeah, no coffee for like the first day. And now it's not as bad, but back in the day, like
when your body's figuring it out, it's like,
it totally changed it. And it was like advice from my grandfather that he had like read in some magazine.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Thanks, Pops.
So just a week after this happens, after this event, Gretchen gets her period. And she's the first of the 4 girls in the secret society to get her period. And everybody's pretty excited.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it. They're like, you're so lucky, which now I'm like, hold off until
like, what's your rush?
Like, just enjoy being able to be free and not
I feel like a cuttlefish at the pool. Squid ink.
Analogy.
Sorry.
I don't want to be that. Enjoy your freedom, girls. It gets worse.
I just love it because the girls are like, did you have stuff? And da-da-da-da-da. And then 2 of the girls they decide is Margaret and I can't remember the other one.
Jane.
Yeah, they decide to go to the store.
We better practice.
We're gonna get some not the ones that we were marketed, but we're gonna get the teenage softies. And they each buy a box, or Janie gets scared and she puts hers back, but Margaret buys a box and then she's practicing at home, which cracked me up.
Hey,
and I'm like,
favors the prepared.
But the way she said it, I'm like, are you reusing the same one and just practicing?
I know, that's what I was wondering.
Just like,
she's blown an entire box of pads with nothing.
And she's like, these are comfortable. These are nice. I'm like, ma'am. No, they're not.
I saw that SNL skit. That does not look comfortable. With the belt. Thank goodness.
The belt.
Thank goodness for wings.
Wing, the wings work.
Yeah.
And the technology has changed so much.
They're so much thinner, even than when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's like totally different.
The period panties too right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing until recently.
It is.
Yeah.
And now those high-end ones are now sold at Target, so that for teens, so they're not dealing with the weird awkwardness.
That would have been nice.
It opens up a lot of avenues,
right?
Like,
all the ways you can deal with it. However,
what's the best solution for you? And anyway, it's a whole thing.
I'm nervous. We're almost
Get
there.
ready.
Yeah,
we're almost there, and I'm like, ooh, Nick, like Nick.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the store? He's like, no, that's your department, but I'll go with you.
No, but it's important. I think when my husband and I started dating and my brother first met him, we were moving into my dorm. And the first thing my brother did was like huck a pack of maxi pads at Kevin and was like, hey, carry this. And like chucks it at him. And Kevin just grabbed it and walked in, no sweat. Yeah. And then Keith said, yeah, that was my test. If he can handle a period, he's worth dating you.
Has Kevin ever bought products for you?
Oh yeah. Kevin's a gem.
Yeah.
Kev's totally
Nick
chill.
has bought products for me and he'll do a fast walkthrough. Which one? Which one? I'm like, that one. He's like, okay, there's so many. It's so confusing. Welcome to my world.
I mean,
that's fair.
True story though. I was just buying stuff and I'm like, what the F? There's like all this different stuff. And then they change the packaging or your brand goes out and you're just like,
I know.
I have to read the label a little closer.
Yeah.
Did they go from green to yellow? And
there's the worst is when you buy the one that doesn't work for you. And then you're like, well, this is what's happening now.
This is useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's no. I think it's important that the guys also be chill about it.
So Margaret is still on her religious journey. She's still questioning and whatnot. grandma has gone to Florida on a cruise or something, and she's living her best 60-year-old life.
She's hooking up.
Hook it up for reals. And then Margaret turns 12, and immediately she smells her armpits and decides she needs to start using deodorant, even though they don't smell.
Did you have a smell?
Yep.
Sweaty armpit
I smelled
problem?
like bean burritos. And I remember telling a friend that I went to school with that I smelled like bean burritos. Yeah, I had to start wearing deodorant because I smelled bad.
I felt like I was obligated to wear deodorant because everyone else was wearing deodorant.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes I'm wondering.
Did you? I noticed.
Do you smell?
I do. I definitely have body odor,
Yeah.
and I did when I was like 10, and like one of my family members pointed it out in a not so nice way,
Oh.
and so then it made me like conscientious
Self-conscious.
of it. So after her birthday is when the Belgium thing happens.
Yes.
So she gets assigned to this group with Laura, big boob
Laura
Laura,
Danker.
and the girl with the reputation. And of course, they end up doing all the work because the boys are not doing much.
Yeah.
And they get special permission to stay at the library one day, and they're doing some research, and Margaret loses her mind on Laura.
She's such an asshole.
Yeah.
She's a little bitch.
Yeah. She's just basically like looking at her and getting
Shames
so
her.
jealous and just whatever, because she's thinks that she's been making out with Moose, who Margaret secretly loves, the boy that mows her dad's lawn. And she just goes off and is like, we know what you do. Like you're making out with all the boys and da-da-da-da.
She goes full mean girl.
Full mean girl.
I don't like
Mhm.
that. I didn't
No.
like that.
But it was really real. I mean, I feel like that happens so much in those years, those middle school years. And it's, I mean, not to blame emotions and hormones and stuff, but sometimes you just like rage out.
Do you think she was hormonal?
Yes.
I think she was hormonal.
I do too.
Because
Yeah.
she kind of goes through, she's pretty level. And then all of a sudden at
It's
the end,
just
she's
like,
kind of a
ooh,
mess.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah. So she goes off, and Laura is just like taken aback. She's this
Yeah.
nice Catholic girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she calls her a pig, which I loved, which I'm going to
Yeah.
start. That's my new thing. If you piss me off
Oink.
at work, I'm calling you a pig.
Yeah.
Get out of here, you pig. You know,
pig.
How dare you ask me for that, pig? And then she follows her to confession. We're looking,
Oh, that's right. That's
she
right.
follows her to confession and then goes into the confessional, and she's like,
Loses
finally the
her
priest
shit.
is like, what does he say? Something, my child. I don't know.
About what are your sins, my child?
And then she's like,
Yeah.
oh, and then runs out. She's
I'm
like-
sorry.
It's just bad. It was bad,
Yeah.
bad. And you know, I think that time right before you start your period for the first time and your emotions are everywhere, but you don't realize it and nobody knows what's going on. It's a lot. And like she's away from her grandma, which she was a big support for her.
Well, and she had just gone through this really traumatic experience with her other grandparents coming
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And it's basically trying to convert her, or said she needed to go to Sunday school and that they need to live a certain way, and getting kicked back out again. And she had given up, or basically
trip
had
to
been
Florida.
Yep.
taken away from her.
Yeah, the other grandparents suck. But I love that like New York grandma comes in solid.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh, I was worried they're gonna pull a stunt. And so she's like,
With
not
Miss-
today, stunt queens.
Yeah.
She's just
And
like,
didn't she
also,
bring Mr.
my
Bandini?
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Bandini
Yep.
or whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
yep. And so they come in and
I just imagine that looking straight out of the Golden Girls.
Yeah,
she
me
like
too.
rolls back as like Blanche Devereaux.
Coming off the cruise ship in Florida.
I'm here. I'm here to make it right.
At this time too, like right after the grandparents come, her mom's side, she's like renounces. She's like, I'm not
Religion.
talking to you anymore, God. No.
She basically gives up a major source of basically therapy and comfort for herself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which sucks. She
Yeah.
misses it too, but then she refuses, because she's stubborn and committed at that point.
Yeah. And so now it's towards the end of the school year and her project's due, and she had decided to do it all about her faith walk and all of this. And everybody's turning in these packets, and
Turns out her seasons of life journey wasn't so. It's just a little
It's
letter.
just like she sends a letter, but I feel like she did the most legwork. I mean, she talks about how she went to all these religious ceremonies and she was praying and just all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but I don't know what I believe. Peace out, kind of thing.
Yeah, and if I ever do have a religion, I'm going to tell my kids what religion they are, so they don't have to question it.
That I was shocked. I thought her parents did a nice job. You know, we're not going to force one or the other, and like you can have your own choice. I would have thought she would have done that too.
Yeah,
But
but she's also, it's like
trying
that
to make it easy.
generational
Yeah.
pendulum swing, right? Sometimes like one generation will be very religious, and then the next will swing, and then the other will swing back because they
Yeah.
it's sort of this generational pendulum at that point of her saying
She just wants to make it easier for her kid. Yeah.
She just wants them not to have to feel the same uncertainty she feels.
Yeah.
But then her kids would probably be like, "Yeah, no religion from us," if she did tell them, So.
I think that you're.
They'd be like, "Atheist grandma's the best." Woo!
Yeah.
Atheist painter grandma who's moved to Colorado for some reason and
Jersey.
So we're at the end of the school year, like we're at the end of the book. And so basically, like, girlfriend gets real emboldened. So Moose is at their house mowing the lawn and she confronts him about making out with Laura. And I was actually pretty impressed because I think it takes a lot at that age to like go up to someone you have the hots for and are into and then like confront them about something. And then you put her in her place, which made me laugh because she
because they kind of both were being little shits about it. Everybody was being shits about it.
Yeah.
About that poor girl that they bullied because she had some boobs and was tall.
Yeah. It was real rough. But yeah, so Moose kind of puts her in her place. And I kind of liked that a lot, actually. I don't know. I like a little bit of
She felt empowered. I think she got her period. She felt stronger. She met Nancy. And
oh my God, Nancy had faked her period.
Oh, this was the best.
Oh, the liar.
So they go to New York together, and Nancy had already said she started her period, and they go to New York and they're at dinner, and Nancy is in the bathroom freaking out, and relatable. Margaret runs and gets her mom, and it's like Nancy won't even unlock the door. So like Margaret has to crawl under a bathroom stall, which is so disgusting.
Gross.
And opens the door, and then they finally find out that Nancy had lied and she really hadn't started her period, and
she thought she did,
but she didn't, and she's still kind of a little hooch. And then she didn't blackmail Margaret, but I think she definitely manipulated because she sent her a nice birthday gift and was kind of like, "Don't tell anybody that this is what happened.
I pay from your silence."
Yes.
I'm in Jersey. This is the mob. And
then
the period mob.
And then the very end of the book, basically what happens is, Margaret confronts Moose, everybody's kind of left for summer type of thing. And all of a sudden she starts her period and she is crying tears of joy, not relatable.
And then she has a relationship with God again.
Yes. Yeah. She's like, "Are you still there, God? You gave me my period, so I'm back." And I was like, it's a little bit.
So you were expecting something.
It was, out of all the things to be like so excited about, I'm just like, really? The period?
I was not excited.
Yeah, especially when you're like 12
in
1970 when this book is supposedly taking place. Like, I don't know. But anyway, that was what?
I do appreciate. I have a point.
I will make it.
No, I do appreciate though. We talk about body positivity and things. I do appreciate that this book is actually very like the girls want their period.
Yeah.
And they do discuss all the ranges of emotion you might have, Nancy to Margaret, but she does a good job of saying it is something that's fine, normal, to be desired, and it is what it is, right? I do appreciate that for a book from the 70s. It's incredibly progressive in that way.
Yeah.
It's not like, and then she bled and we locked her in a closet for a week because she was unclean. It was very nice,
Well, and I feel like this was the start, or this is like one of the foundational starts of like what we're seeing now in like shows like Turning Red, where it's like so much positivity around becoming a woman and just being able to like articulate it in a much more open way and interesting and rather than celebration.
You were a girl, now you're a woman, and next you'll be pregnant.
Yeah, not sexualizing a girl based on her period. Yeah, which I think is beautiful because it's like so many of our girls, they start their periods when they're children. Yeah, like 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like it's wild how early they're starting now, and to sexualize them that early is freaking disgusting.
It is.
And having your period does not equate ready to have a baby.
No.
And or, all that goes with that. So
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
I don't know. It's just a different era.
Yeah.
Anywho. So what
I just don't, I'm not jealous of the girls.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
And I'm not jealous of you trying to raise a daughter in this.
I'm very scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the bullying. I'm scared of, I don't want my daughter's worth to be how she looks,
Yeah.
how she dresses, what she has.
Yeah.
Right. And we're so focused on making sure she has a future
Yeah.
outside of her looks. Right.
Mhm.
I don't know.
She's a smart girl.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this book to her?
I kind of think I would. I would, because it does teach a lot of body positivity,
Mhm.
but also the religion part.
Yeah.
We have not pushed any religion whatsoever. But we ask her to talk to us if she has questions,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it is discussed in it
Mhm.
indirectly.
Yeah.
And if she wants to do a visit, we're open to it. But I did notice Judy Blume also wrote Blubber and Deanie. I've never read Deanie,
Mhm.
so I'm curious about that. Have you?
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I would recommend Lucy reading it. I
Mhm.
don't know why this book is banned.
Because she gives up religion and then bleeds everywhere.
Again,
She has a
it hasn't been
period.
banned.
She
How dare you
talks
have-
about it.
How dare you have blood
You're
come out of your
supposed
crotch?
You're supposed to
Crotch.
shame.
Yeah, we've had Lucy read a few puberty books,
Mhm.
and she did do the 5th grade thing. She missed
Yeah.
the video by accident because we had sports.
Mm.
And honestly, I would prefer to talk to her about it myself.
So, what are we rating this? This is my favorite part of the thing. Overall, did you like the book? What were your feelings?
Yeah, I liked it more than I remember liking it back in the day. I was like embarrassed. I didn't want to read it because my mom was making me read it, and it was supposedly about becoming a
Your
woman.
mom made you
Yeah,
read
my
it.
mom was the one that made us read it. I think though, in retrospect, it's actually like a pretty good one.
I wish
Yeah.
I remembered all the detail of the religion part,
Yeah,
because I was so
same.
focused on the period part
Mm.
Yeah,
and the bra part
Mhm.
yeah,
and the shenanigans of the girls, and not the part about the religion.
yeah. I thought
So-
that was kind of nice.
I think it's great for kids. Like, out of all the books we've read so far, this is the one I was like, I need to get through this
Yeah,
because it just didn't spark joy. But
yeah.
I appreciate it for what it is. And I think if I had like a 9, 8, 12-year-old daughter, however old, I would have them read this.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I would give it let me give it 2 panty liners and a bottle of Midol.
Oh.
So good.
Oh, I have to think a minute. What would you give it?
The Costco pack of teenage softies.
Costco
The
pack?
Costco
Wow.
pack. So many, they never go
Wow.
bad. Buy them in bulk.
Buy a book. Buy a book so you don't have to get it again.
Exactly. You don't run out if you buy in bulk.
I would get maybe I would rate it a 5-pack of new panties.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And maybe potpourri of different products.
Oh, okay.
Potpourri.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
a
classy.
tampon
A
liner.
A bouquet of tampons.
A bouquet.
Oh.
A bouquet.
Well, thank you so much for
I had
being
so
on
much
our
fun.
podcast. It
Thank
was
you.
super
I had so
fun.
much fun.
Yeah,
It was fun.
The
we-
cocktails were great.
We love a Boozy Book Report.
Mhm.
So next month is our special holiday episode where we're reading The Gift of the Magi,
Yeah.
a shorty but a goodie, and sharing some of our favorite Christmas tales.
Yeah. And
S-
cocktails.
And oh gosh, yes, some delicious cocktails.
Yes.
Tails.
Cocktails to really bring in the festive spirit.
Exactly. Warm you from the cockles of your heart.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ah, good times. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
It's a very delicious dish. Good times.
good times. Good times.